Hi people, today we are going to take you through our experiences in Rio de Janeiro as a
local.
and as a tourist who has been there plenty of times. Rio de Janeiro is a city that is most famous for the Carnival and the Statue of Christ.
I have lived there my whole life, right? So I can give the local perspective on that, and you can give the tourist perspective. How many times have you been there?
I have been there 12 to maybe 13 times.
So yeah, Dwayne can tell you how is life as a tourist and also a little bit as a local, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. So today we are gonna show you what we locals do when we want to enjoy our city, and also I'm gonna tell you if you as a tourist can do the same things, right? So we are gonna cover 5 things to do in Rio, which a few of them you may be never heard of.
If you are going to Rio, if you're planning your trip, don't try to go only for the main points, main attractions, like Sugarloaf or the Christ or the famous stairs. Try to see also some of the other parts that the local side has to offer. We are going to show you that today in our video, so keep watching.
Yeah, we're gonna cover some neighborhoods, some things to see, some place to go, and of course the great beaches that are also there in Rio. Yeah, so come with us. Let's share what we know.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So first, we have to mention the south zone of Rio, Zona Sul, which is considered for many people the best area in the city. And there you're gonna find many famous neighborhoods, and the most famous one is Copacabana.
Yeah, this is the main spot that attracts all the tourists, but ironically enough, it's also the place where the locals live and go to. Yeah, if you walk around Copacabana, the main thing you see is that everyone is doing something else. People are working out, people are walking around, other people are playing on the beach, people are biking. Yeah, all kinds of things. You see people going to work even. It's a real vibrant area, and yeah, it's just a nice vibe.
Yeah, in Copacabana you see many people just exercising, and right after that taking a coconut water at the beach, which is the perfect combination. There is also the area where you're gonna find most of the hotels in the city, although a bit of them are outdated, but still it offers affordable options, great options.
For me, the nicest way to move around in Copacabana is with electric step. You can take it randomly and leave it anywhere you want. So that was really useful in that way. It was also very affordable. In my first few stays in Rio de Janeiro, Copacabana was for me the place to be from a tourist perspective. You could hang out at the beach, you have many things to eat, and many different options.
And location is also good for all the touristic attractions. Well, one thing I really like from there, and we did a lot, is to visit the Copacabana Fort, right? Which is a place where inside they have great restaurants if you just want to have a breakfast or a lunch with a good food and a great view. It tends to be very busy with tourists, especially in the weekends and holidays, but still is a really nice activity to do. Recently the prices went up, but still I think it's a very good option if you want to have a nice time there and enjoy a really nice view from the beach with a nice breakfast. And on Sundays they close the lane from the Beach Avenue in Copacabana, so there you can see all the tourists and the locals together just exercising, jogging, just walking around. It's a really nice activity to do.
Right after Copacabana, you will find Ipanema. The beach there attracts way more locals, especially during the weekends and the holidays. And it is also very popular among the tourists.
Another famous neighborhood in Zona Sul is Urca, where you can find the Sugarloaf, which for me is the most beautiful attraction from Rio. Of course, there you're gonna find way more tourists than locals, but still locals go to Sugarloaf through a hiking where you can access the first mountain. And also at the bottom of the mountain, right at the entrance, you have a beach, which is way more used by the locals than the tourists because it's not so nice, although the views are just perfect in my eyes. And other places to visit are Botafogo, which is a neighborhood with good options of bars to hang out with friends, and also malls where you can find really good food options. Close to Copacabana and Ipanema, you also have Lagoon, which is a neighborhood named after Lagoa Rodrigo de Freitas, which is a great area where locals go to exercise, do picnics, make use of pedal boats, and also offer some parks with great options for people with kids as well. So it is a very good place frequented by the locals. But yeah, it's also great for tourists.
The center of Rio is not how I expected it to be. It is different than all the other cities actually, where you have normally everything in the center. You book your place and that's it. In Rio, it's not.
No, the center of Rio is not the touristic center. It's more the working center, where just people go every day for companies, for work. But in the touristic part, you have Lapa. If you have ever heard of that, that's a touristic thing in the center.
Yeah, Lapa is really nice in the evenings for people to drink, as well as tourists.
Yeah, you find locals. A lot of tourists to go out, but also locals because that's their place for happy hours after work. So it's a really nice vibe.
What I like from the center is that it has some really diverse areas. So you walk from the bay where it's really quiet, and it gives a sort of a park feeling. It's really nice, calm, and you walk from there, and then you're suddenly in the busy center again with all the McDonald's and Starbucks and everything around you.
Yeah, the center used to be dangerous in the past, but now they revitalize the area and they create some new cool parts like some museums. So this area you're talking about is around one of a new, very modern museum, like the Future Museum. But besides that, the center, it's also the place where we locals go when we want to buy certain specific things and sometimes large amounts, because it's known for having like crazy good prices. Everything is very affordable. You have an area we call Sahara because of the Sahara Desert. It's a few streets full of shops with everything that you can think about. They sell there. You have people coming from all parts of the city just to buy stuff in the center. It can be a very fun experience. And
yeah, that place is really worth it going. Super local. Yeah, I think it would be nice to take a lunch there. You're right. True. In between the locals.
You have a bunch of places to eat for a very affordable price because you have people working there every day, so they basically have to eat there, so it's very cheap. So there is nothing more local than going to a market. This is the place we go when we want to buy fresh fruits and vegetables and other things like herbs, seasoning, and even some homemade typical food. You can find a market almost everywhere in the city every day. They have fixed dates per location, so almost every day there's a market going on somewhere. And it's just great because you can just find everything and some things like fruits, vegetables that you cannot find in other countries. I would recommend you to go to the biggest one, which is called Feira da Glória, in the neighborhood of Glória, which is located between the center and the south zone. and it's just amazing. You get lost with the amount of options they have and with everything you can find there, and it is something to visit and just experience like a local.
Yeah, when I'm there, I'm always looking for the same things on the markets, like cashew, which you cannot find outside in Europe, maybe. Or,
the fruit, yeah.
And sugarcane is also really nice to take that on the market.
That's a must. Eating pastel with the sugarcane juice is just a must on every time you go to a market. That's literally what we do. So Madureira. Madureira is a place for the strong ones. You might find some tourists in the center of Madureira. The chances are very low if you find any tourists. It is a neighborhood in the north zone of the city, and you find more people who live around. I used to be one of those people.
Yeah, if you enjoyed the center and you want to take it one step further, that local feeling, then Madureira is the place to be. The way you get there is already a fun experience. We went by train, and the amount of stuff they are selling in there is like literally from toilet paper to packages of cheese, shampoo, whatever, you name it, you can find everything there.
Yeah, the place, Madureira itself, it's a big market full of shops. You go when you want to find literally anything you need, you find in Madureira. Affordable prices, clothes, shoes, products for the house, everything. It has a big mall also. It has a park where people go in the weekends, mostly with the family, with friends, just to exercise or to watch some live performances. They have things for the children, they have things for the adults. It's a really fun experience and local.
Yeah, it is. Grumari.
So those for me are the best beaches in Rio.
Yeah.
You probably already heard of Barra da Tijuca or Recreio and their beaches, but did you know that after those beaches you have way more beautiful places, right, in an area surrounded by nature? It's just incredible. So we have 3 beaches there, Prainha, Abricó, and Grumari. Those are considered the wild beaches from Rio because they are more isolated and not that easy to reach. You basically need a car, or you can just go by bike if you want some extra exercise. But I can tell you, it pays off. Yeah, it is an environmental protected area, so it tends to be way less crowded than any other beaches, and you have still amazing views.
Yeah, for me, it's the place to be in Rio. It has, I think, everything you want.
True.
Around you: nature, beautiful sea, mountains. It's really amazing.
True.
It's for me the magical place. It's way nicer than all the other beaches in the city. Yeah, to get in this place, yeah, you have to drive through the mountains, but what you will end up with is spectacular. For me, it's the place in Rio. There's no competition in beaches. Yeah, it's so quiet. Especially if you go through during the week, you have literally the beach for yourself.
True. That's the tip. That's the tip here. Try to go during the week, then you won't have problems with people, with crowds. But if you're going through the weekend or holidays, make sure to go early. It is a natural park area, so parking spaces are limited. Once they reach the maximum amount, they just close the entrances, and you're gonna miss a lot.
I was thinking why you would bring me only after so many years here.
I tried before, but you didn't want to wake up early, so.
So these were the 5 things to do in Rio in a different way to add to your Yeah, stay here, more local.
True. The only thing to mention is the safety, right? Safety in Rio is a concern, but the tips are the same. Try to not take your personal belongings out on the street, like your cell phone. Try to not ask for so much attention with certain stuff. Try to leave your expensive things in your hotel. If you have someone from Rio or from Brazil to go with you to certain places, it's always better.
That would help, yeah.
And also try to not walk alone, especially in late hours in some of the more local neighborhoods. But overall, people are always receptive, and
try to take Uber if possible.
True. And it's also cheap, so yeah. You know, I think if you're just cautious, nothing wrong is gonna happen with you, and you're gonna enjoy a lot.
If you have ever been to Rio or you're from Rio, share your tips in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah. If you have never been there, would you go to those places we just mentioned? Also, let us know in the comments. Yeah, please subscribe to our channel, give a like to this video. We will try to always bring some good content here. And that's it.
See you in the next one.